Why is this Nick Walker fan siding with Kyle Wilkes? And I never even heard of him before he started working with Nick Walker. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Okay, it doesn't matter whether I've been a fan of yours or not. I will call someone out when I think they should be called out on things. And Nick Walker, I mean, you watch my videos, you know I've been a fan of his, and I've called him out on several occasions, calling him out again over this whole situation, breakup with him and Kyle Wilkes. Now, coach, athlete, parting ways, getting another prep coach. Not unusual, it happens all the time, but it's the little details around it that make a difference. Okay, before I go any further, I would have thought that knowing you are back on the competitive stage, aiming for an Olympia qualification and ultimately getting back on the Olympia stage and winning the Mr. Olympia title, I would have thought you would have won a different route if you're going with a prep coach, someone who has been to that level before, and that's not, I'm not taking anything away from Kyle Wilkes, but you have a lot on the line. You went the route of Kyle Wilkes. Okay, when you showed up at Pittsburgh, it was a pretty good package you brought to the show. You lost to Derek Lunsford, but it was very questionable, and Tyler Mannion even thought that you should have won. You were very happy with that look. You go to New York and you win again. Now, not win again, you win this time. Now you qualify for your Olympia, and you are very happy with what you brought to the stage. You even made a post. I forgot all about it. Ivan Bodybuilding brought it up. You made a post after the New York Pro win, and you were very, very happy with what you brought to both Pittsburgh and to New York. And even though you didn't win Pittsburgh, you felt in your heart that you should have won. You did win, and you were very happy. And in the post, you stated that, and you gave Kyle lots of praise. And you you mentioned about moving forward and going into the Olympia and what you plan on bringing to the Olympia. Everything was fine. You had no problem with your look. You had no problem with your coach. You finished your post with "Love ya," and Kyle responded, "Love you, bro," or "Love you, man," whatever word he used. You guys love each other. Point is, you were happy. There was no problems. There was no issues. Going to the Olympia did not place where you wanted to place, where you expected to place, where a lot of people thought you would place. 6th. He's still a top 10, still uh, technically sixth best bodybuilder in the world, and it's nothing to scoff at. You took it on the chin. Kyle Wilkes posted something, and he took full responsibility for the look you brought to the Olympia. Keep in mind that finals was a bit better than prejudging, and it's most likely if you would have brought same package or better to both prejudging and finals, you would have placed probably in the top three. Uh, we don't know. You took it on the chin, like I said, and Kyle took responsibility. Said never did a 2 day show. You have prejudging and finals both in the evening. It was a different animal for him. He made some mistakes. He knows the mistakes he made. He learns from his mistakes, and he doesn't make the same mistakes again. You guys were on board with each other. And according to Kyle, the Tuesday after the Olympia, you guys had a powwow and you were looking ahead. How are you going to move forward with this, and what your plans were going to be to ultimately get back to the Olympia stage and win the Olympia title. Everything was all fine. All of a sudden, you decide to part ways with Kyle. And like I said at the beginning, that's all fine and dandy. It's not an unusual thing. It's how you do things and things you say. Keep in mind, right after, like I mentioned before, right after the New York Pro, you praised Kyle tremendously about the look you brought. Now all of a sudden, you weren't happy with the Pittsburgh Pro look. You don't think it was your best look. You think you could have done better. Blah blah this, blah blah that. It wasn't that long ago that you praised. You love the man. I love you, man, because of the package he helped you bring to Pittsburgh and New York. And all of a sudden, you're not happy with the look he helped you bring. You don't agree with his training methods. You were doing this protocol method, whatever you are referring to when you say training methods. Obviously, you were doing that for a while, leading into the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro, and into the Olympia, where you were still really confident about the two of you, what magic the two of you are going to bring to the stage. Didn't work out. All of a sudden, now you weren't happy with that look, and it's the training methods that you don't agree with. Well, if that was the case, why'd you go this far with him to begin with? How come you stayed with him up until the Olympia? You know, I start to question your character a little bit. Uh, Kyle said that this wasn't the first time you you burned him. He did not specify. He didn't say specifically what it was, but he said it wasn't the first time, and it's the way you roll. And Nick Walker does what Nick Walker wants. Uh, I'm starting to get a different feeling about person you are. Doesn't change my mind that I still think you're a great bodybuilder, and I still think that under the right circumstances you could definitely win the Olympia, and you're still a serious threat in any show you go in, even the Olympia. But man, you can't have it both ways. Uh, I don't want to say any more about that about this. Let's just leave it at that. You can agree or disagree with anything I've said in this video. Either way, let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.